Republican leaders in both the House and the Senate have now reached a preliminary $1 trillion bill. We are going to give you the latest on exactly what is in it. Welcome back, everybody, to your stimulus update for Thursday, July 23rd. Let's go ahead and start things off. Mark Meadows, Steven Mnuchin, and others had a very productive lunch. They've been having a lot of meetings together, trying to iron out all these things. And Mnuchin said this: "We have had a very productive discussion with the leaders. We have a fundamental agreement between the White House and Republicans in the Senate." And he continued to say, "It's obvious that it's complicated stuff. The teams have worked late into last night. We are going to go back and review the language this morning." That's this morning. "And whether it gets introduced today or not, we are still looking at the timing. So it may be introduced sometime today. All right. We might get the actual physical bill. But again, we have fundamental agreement. Now we're just going through the language. And that fundamental agreement is a $1 trillion bill. So what is going to be in the bill? In a moment, I am going to give you a line by line, amount by amount indication of what we believe is in the bill. And we're not just hypothetically putting it in there. We're putting all of the information together for you, and we're going to be really close. So I think you're going to want to see that. But before I give you the line by line item of what I believe is going to be in the bill, let's tell you what we know for sure. We know for sure that it's going to include another direct payment to Americans. It's going to be a $1,200 direct payment, and it's going to be nearly identical to what was in the CARES Act. So anyone filing under $75,000 single or $150,000 filing joint are going to get the full benefit. Obviously, there's going to be benefit for kids. There's going to be benefits for Social Security, SSI, veterans, survivors, and then it'll be scaled off. So there's going to be no targeted number. And we know this because when Steven Mnuchin was asked, he said, "We're talking about the same provision as last time." So our proposal is the exact same proposal as last time when he was questioned about more direct payments. So it's going to be nearly identical in the Republicans' $1 trillion bill. In addition, they're also tackling the unemployment boost, which was $600 a week in the CARES Act. Now they're going to make it 70% of a worker's wages. Now, obviously, that seems too complicated for the government to do. How in the world are they going to get the data on everyone's employment wages and then make sure that based off of the state's unemployment, that the federal boost is going to move them up to at least a 70% of their wages before? There's no way the government could handle something so complicated. Apparently, they've already been thinking about that for the last 2 months, and they said that there is a fix. Mnuchin said this: there's a technical fix that will allow them to tie the unemployment to the individual's wages and be able to calculate that out. And if it doesn't work, Mnuchin said that they have a backup plan. And the backup plan is probably just going to be a low across-the-board number. So it's either going to be 70% boost to get you to 70% of your wages, or it's going to just be a low number like $100 or $200. What I'm going to tell you about this is it's not going to stay. Remember, this is the Republican bill. It still needs to go to the Democrats. The Democrats are not going to agree with that. It's not going to happen. So if you think, oh no, unemployment's only going to be $100 boost, it's not going to get signed by the House if that stays. They're going to have to negotiate and compromise upwards. So don't be worried about that one. But the direct payments is going to stay. There is going to be another direct payment. Also, the payroll tax cut was talked about. That is not going to be in the $1 trillion bill by the Republicans. We have also been saying that here as well. There's too many reports of individuals who are not in agreement with the payroll tax cut on both sides. So we told you we didn't think it was going to happen. They also indicated that as well. So what is going to be in their $1 trillion proposal? You ready? We're going to give you a line-by-line item. $300 billion is going to be slated towards more direct stimulus payments for the American people. It's going to be identical to the number in the CARES Act, so right around $300 billion. We believe about $200 billion is going to go for small businesses and more into the PPP. They've been indicating they want to do that all along. $105 billion is going to be slated for schools. Mitch McConnell said this number. This number has been confirmed before. $100 $100 billion is likely going to be slated for hospitals, research, and insurance. $80 billion more for unemployment. That is a vast reduction on what they did on the last unemployment in the CARES Act, which was around $270 billion or so. Now we're down to $80 billion because they're looking to cut it so much. $50 billion in loan guarantees for big businesses. $30 billion to give more money into SNAP, child services, and housing support. $30 billion more for FEMA. $50 billion more for hard-hit industries, including transportation and others, and $55 billion in miscellaneous spending. All of this added together comes out to $1 trillion, and this is very close. This is not exact because I don't have the physical bill in front of me. They could be releasing it right now as I'm creating this video, but this is a very close representation to what's going to be in their $1 trillion bill. So the next question is what's going to happen after that? What's going to happen after that is they're going to introduce that bill into the Senate, and then they're going to vote on it. Are they going to be able to get enough Republican and Democrat votes combined to pass it? Possibly. If they do, that then needs to be given to the House, and the House has to vote on it. I don't foresee the House, especially majority Democrats, passing this $1 trillion proposal the way it's written here. I don't think they're going to do it. They're going to have two major problems with it. Number one, the unemployment boost is far too low, ridiculously too low. And number two, there is nothing given to state and local municipalities, no aid. And the Democrats had $1 trillion alone slated for state and local governments in the HEROES Act. So once they get this bill, I do believe it's dead on arrival in the House because there's no aid to state and local governments, and the unemployment boost is far too low. Therefore, there's going to have to be some compromises and stuff, and we're running out of time. Are they going to go on recess after August 7th? Well, the Senate is saying, yeah, they're going to go on recess. The House is saying we're not going to go on recess. We're going to stay here. Things are getting more interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed the information and found it valuable. As always, if you did, consider subscribing if you haven't already, and also leave the video a like. If you're still here, just pushing that like button, it actually does help out a lot. So if you can do that for us, thank you so much. As always, I will catch you guys next time.